This Chaser News Alert is proudly brought to you by ChaserPod, the MP3 player with distinctive white earphones so you're sure to get mugged. 40-Year-Old Virgin, the John Howard story, in cinemas now. And G.I. Joe, the perfect toy for Indonesian extremists.
Welcome to another Chaser News Alert. I'm Julian Morrow, and making news this week. Hope's bird flu will spread to Russell Crowe. President Bush appoints his lawyer to the Supreme Court, his accountant to the Treasury, and his drug dealer to the American Olympic team. And sensitivity about the Bali bombing makes headline jokes difficult. But to our top story. The federal government has upgraded its travel warnings in the wake of the media's ghoulish coverage of the Bali disaster. DFAT warns there's been a sudden influx of Australian journalists into the Bali region. Tourists already there have been advised to remain within their hotels and to consider departing if approached by Channel 7's Chris Reason. I'm joined live from Bali by the Chaser's Chaz Licciardello. Chaz, to what extent have journalists infiltrated the region?
Well, Julian, there are now over 100 times as many journalists here as terrorists. It's a truly horrifying experience.
I'm sorry, Chaz. We've just been joined by the Chaser's Dominic Knight, also in Bali. Dom, what risks do tourists face?
Julian, there is a terrible danger of being attacked by Today Tonight. Australians who weren't even near the blast are being targeted for heart-wrenching interviews.
Chaz, have all Australians been accounted for?
No, they haven't. In particular, there are grave fears for two people who signed exclusivity deals with Channel 9 and haven't been seen since.
I'm sorry, Chaz. We've just been joined by the Chaser's Andrew Hansen. Andrew, what's your assessment of this crisis?
Well, it could well be the case there are simply too many reporters in Bali.
Oh, yes, definitely too many reporters, Julian.
Too many.
Thank you, Chaz.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dom.
Thank you.
And thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
To sport then, and West Tigers scored a stunning victory over the North Queensland Cowboys in Sunday's Rugby League Grand Final. Chaser Sports correspondent Andrew Hansen.
It was bandwagon madness. Telstra Stadium was flocked by middle-class people who found themselves suddenly interested in rugby league. The state's transport system offered a special service of luxury bandwagons to take supporters to the venue. At first, over 10,000 bandwagons were supplied for fair weather fans to jump on, but such was demand, State Transit had to use extra bandwagons left over from the Swans win the previous week. Andrew Hansen for Chaser News Alert.
Federal Cabinet met this week to consider the dangers posed to national security by D-list celebrities. The government has promised to issue wannabes such as Mark Holden and Sammy Lucas with national non-entity cards. The cards are compulsory and should help officials identify half-baked mediocrities. This report from Big Brother Series 5 runner-up, Tim.
Reality show contestants, lifestyle hosts and Kate Fisher. Under new security laws, all such tribute pretenders must carry non-entity cards to distinguish them from genuine stars. The Prime Minister hopes the cards will be fully in place by next year's Logie Awards, traditionally a bumper period for celebrity fraud. However, Civil Liberties spokesman Julian Burnside says the only way to eliminate would-be celebrities is to eliminate the regimes creating them. Tim Brunero for Chaser News Alert.
That's all for now, but join us on next week's Chaser News Alert for all the big stories, including Ashton Kutcher takes something old to his wedding, Channel 9 cancels its reality series Bali Survivor, and obesity fears for Australian crocodiles after eating too many American tourists. That's next week on Chaser News Alert.